All right, we'll start here in a minute. God, I'm fucking sick. Well, let me get some tea. How's everybody doing, huh? You doing during these fucking bleak times? You having a nice time? All right, forgive me, I'm sick, but I've been producing a lot of snot, but I just mostly it's just like a respiratory thing. I think it's RSV. I don't think it's COVID. I don't have a fever, but we'll do this for half an hour, and you know, I guess maybe you could get something out of this. I don't know. Somebody sent me a bunch of Encilia farinosa seeds, so thank you. Looks like I'm holding up a bag of weed. Anyway, so what the shit is going on? I saw Pilostylis yesterday, which is a pretty fucking weird plant. This shirt also doesn't fit me. I look like I should be wearing cheap cologne and going clubbing or something, but you know, whatever. Works for now. Wax poetic about the genus Ficus. You know what? The genus Ficus, that's a genus that when people ask me what can I grow inside, like people who don't know much about plants, I always forget to mention that one. Ficus are pretty indestructible. Yeah, hemorrhoids, figurative hemorrhoids, not literal. God, it's fucking dark, right? I was reading stories about the fucking Uvalde shooting today. That's Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. The world stopped making sense a long time ago, I guess. No, I'm not drinking from a plant pot. I'm drinking from a coffee mug that I got in Oaxaca. Ever gonna do a video in Eurasia? Yeah, maybe at some point, but it's not the first on my list. I'd like to go to Iran though. Got some cool stuff in those mountains. Prefer not to be kidnapped under the pretenses of being a spy, though, by the government and then used as collateral. But I saw Pilostylis yesterday, which, if anyone doesn't know, that's a really bizarre plant. It's what's known as an endoparasite, which you don't encounter that much. Most parasitic plants, just attach to the roots of other plants, or if they parasitize fungi, there's a connection underground. Endoparasites live entirely inside of their host plant, and you see this with Tristerix in Chile, which I did a video on. We were down there. Tristerix only emerges to flower, and it's got these little red, really bizarre looking hummingbird pollinated flowers. A lot of stuff in the neotropics, of course, that is pollinated by hummingbirds. But Tristerix is an endoparasite too. And Pilostylis looks like Pilostylis or Pilostylis, however you want to pronounce it, whatever fucking ridiculous pronunciation you want to take. Pilostylis thurbri you get in the Mojave Desert. They parasitize peas. They parasitize fabids, members of the pea family Fabaceae. And interestingly enough, I'd never seen it before because they're pretty rare. They grow on sorrel-thamnus in the Mojave Desert. But I saw it in Central Texas yesterday growing on Dahlia frutescens, which is another pea. It's in the same tribe as sorrel-thamnus, Amorphae, of the pea family. So they got those glands on them. They smell pretty good. The leaves smell pretty good. But this fucking thing, it's so weird, man. I got a video I got to work on it, and then I put some shit up on Twitter. The toilet known as Twitter. God, Twitter, who the fuck? It's amazing, the people that I rant on Twitter too, but I go to people's accounts and it's just fucking, just rant after rant about the same shit everyone's saying. Just and then of course people always find a way to just shit on each other on Twitter. It's amazing. Like they always find a way to fucking attack each other. I don't know how. It kind of brings out the worst in us, But I just try to keep it to plants. I'm bad at it, but 80% of my posts are just plants. So how many beverages do I got? Well, I'm sick, so I have a smoothie, and then I have reishi tea, which is hot as fuck, too hot to drink. Yeah, the jazz. Yeah, it's a jazz house hip hop mix that a friend sent me. So is it too loud? Do you want me to turn it down? Huh? I never look at myself. I gotta fix this fucking haircut. I haven't been to a barber in years, man. Just do it myself. What should you prepare for with what? What a CNPS fire ecology. I don't know what you mean. Prepare for serpentine geoecology. Growing plants on moon soil? Sure. All right. I don't know. Seems like it might be expensive to get that shit down here. Any plans to come to the Northeast Mid-Atlantic? At some point, yeah, but my kid has cancer now, so I'm fucking just like dropping that in a conversation. Really fucking darken the mood. I'll make it to the Northeast at some point, yeah. Transgenics and plant conservation. What's your take on transgenics and plant conservation? I think it's great, and I look forward to the day that genetically modified chestnuts are back in American forests. I think before you rant against something, you should know a lot about it. Not you personally, the figurative you, the proverbial you, the general you, not whoever answered that question. But I see a lot of shit against GMOs without, with people not really knowing what it's about, but it's just genetically modifying by inserting genes is just a tool. So it's like, it can be used for good or bad. Knowing people, it's probably a lot of it's, there's probably a lot of incompetence and idiocy and selfishness, so it can definitely be used for bad. But in the case of the American chestnut, which has been wiped out from American forests, inserting a very small gene into it that enables the plant to now deal with the oxalic acid that the invasive fungus that has basically made that plant functionally extinct in North American forests, inserting that gene into it seems relatively harmless and pretty beneficial. You can basically restore an extinct plant into an ecosystem. So I think it's great. What do you think about doing a ton of iNaturalist observations in one area? I think it's cool. Just obscure it, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've been obscuring everything, because people, if they want to go find, unless it's something I want people to go out and find, like if it's an underbotanized area, I'll put stuff up because I want people to go out there. But let the chestnuts die, bro. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. No offense. Please don't take offense. We can still be friends. But let the chestnuts die is one of the dumbest things. I've heard a lot of dumb shit today. The last week, I've heard a lot of dumb shit. Don't take offense to that. I say dumb shit too. Everybody needs something to be against, though, I guess, huh? Illegal planting? No, not really, man. It's fucking dry where I am, It's hot and it's dry. They continue to blade off many thousands of acres of pristine desert on government land to put in solar panels. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. That's when you really get like the tumor effect. Like a satellite image, you just see these like we're just fucking single use principles of land use. This land's just going to be used to harvest energy for us, so we can do things like crypto betting and fucking video games and whatever. Identify all species. You're trying to identify all species that grow in this small forest. Fucking good for you. Do it. You know, and the main importance for Inet to me is that it's a log of everything I see. It's for my own personal use. You know, it's one of the best learning tools. It's not so I can like compete with who's got the most observations and all that dumb shit. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I like to be able, you know, if I saw a plant in Chile, what was that plant in Chile I saw that was in Bignoniaceae? Because I can always remember family. You should always pay attention to what family something's in. So I'll type in Bignoniaceae, Chile, and then my observations, and it'll give me a list of everything I saw in Chile and when it was observed. So it's super helpful because I'll forget genera names all the time, especially if I only saw a plant once and it was 2 or 3 years ago. So, yeah, mentioned Central Texas. Is there a video coming on that? Yeah, man, fucking Junction. Who knew? Okay, a lot of people are scared of Texas, but you don't need to be. There's some good stuff here. Junction was a nice little town. I went to the fucking Junction Farmers Market yesterday because they don't have there's not like a coffee shop in town. They have McDonald's, which is terrible. You couldn't pay me to eat McDonald's. And I just imagine that shit in my colon, like all that artificial grease, like stuff. I don't know, whatever. Fuck. No offense to anyone who eats McDonald's. I'm not judging. Only lightly. My friend Adam eats McDonald's. I give him shit all the time. But I had to go get what app is that? It's iNaturalist. No, I haven't. The last time I was in upstate New York was on a freight train like 15 years ago. You know, we used to ride that line going from fucking Little Ferry, New Jersey. It goes up to, God damn it, what is it, Syracuse? Then west of Buffalo. That was the last time I was in upstate New York. Anyway, I was in Junction, Texas, which is a nice, I like it. People are nice, you know? People are nice. And it's right on the Llano River, and there was a bunch of good stuff going off, man. It's Brickella dentata, which is a member to Asteraceae, which is a fucking Texas endemic and pretty rare. Brickella, of course, is in the same tribe as stevia. You know, you use in your coffee. You know, right? If you're on a fucking diet, you don't want to. I mean, I don't want to have sugar. I don't like too much sugar too. But stevia, of course, they're both in Eupatoriae tribe. Eupatoria's got a bunch of members in North and South America, the quote unquote New World, which I like. I like that. I like New World versus. I like using that biogeographically. Some people get fucking offended and talk shit, which is just what a lot of people do these days, and that's fine. But New World and Old World, however ridiculous the origin of the context might be, it's east and west side of the Atlantic, you know. And biogeographically, when you're looking at how plants are related, you know, if you say like Eupatoriae tribe is strictly New World, you know automatically west side of the Atlantic, North and South America. So Brickella dentata was down there. They got these long ass styles, you know, these long style branches poking out. So Brickella are paperweights, that genus. I don't know, what does that mean? Again, in a flora, they're big. Repeat that. Texas endemic Asteraceae. Yeah, Brickella. Apparently named after some fucking dude named Brickle, which is always just kind of tarnishes my tushy when I see a plant named after a person. Brickella dentata. And it was growing on the banks of the Llano River, which is, of course, very low. The water table's dropping. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the climate, you know, 50 fucking years of, well, more than that, I guess, like 150 years of industrial society treating water like a renewable resource. You didn't see that coming. Not too smart to pump the fucking aquifers dry, huh? Especially since, you know, the water table keeps dropping lower and lower. Where I live now, it's like 50 feet lower than it was 20 years ago. So, yeah, the mega drought, right? Yeah. See, the world's all fucked up, you know? It's dark. It's fucking dark. And the thing to do is not deny it. The thing to do is use humor to digest it, to help that fucking sour turd, you know, move through your system so you can shit it out and ingest the next sour turd. You like my life philosophy? Isn't that kind of bleak? Oh, fuck. When the world stops making sense, stop expecting it to make sense. What species do you find in North Georgia that you'd never ID'd before? What was it? Tell me, what was that? Heard about the storing water in the water table. I don't know, man. I didn't hear about that one. How do they do that? Where do they get the water from? You just ask God? Dear God, can you give us some water, please? Can we get some water down here where it's getting pretty dry? jettisoning a sour turd. But Pilostylis, holy shit. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about Pilostylis? Does anyone know what the fuck Pilostylis is? How many people? It's so fucking cool. Let me see if I can get. Let me get my camera. What do you want? Oh, you know what? I gotta let Jack out the shit. Hold on. All right, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Go, get out, go. All right, look at this. God, this thing is weird. Oh, it's so cool. And you know what's weird too is there's like 11 species and they're all over the fucking world. So how did they get there? What was dispersing Pilostylis in the last 30 million years? And what's going on with it genetically too? It's in the same order as cucumbers. Isn't that fucking weird? Okay, so here, let me see if I can do it. Is this going to work? Maybe not. Can you see that? So that's a bunch of little tiny flowers popping out of a fucking stem of the host plant, which is Dahlia frutescens. Ah, shit. It's coming out like shit. Oh, that's Echolipha. Never mind. What camera is it? It's the Nikon, because they got the best. Ooh, my voice is great. They got the... oh, this is coming out like shit. I'll put them on the website. I'm doing a website now. I'm a web designer. I work in tech. You could say I work in tech. I just had a rectalexamonline.com. That's my website. So how did Pilostylis get around? That's what I want to know. Who knows what was dispersing it? Or was it is it so old that it's a remnant of fucking Gondwana? Unlikely, but it could be. That's what I want to know. How the fuck? Because Gondwana, when were all the continents together in Gondwana, like 80 million to 100 million years ago? That's a fucking long time. So when you get these lineages that occur on all continents and haven't diverged very much, it's very weird, because you'd think evolution being what it was, they would evolve into something new, like the peas did in Australia. They're Murbelioid peas, Fabaceae. They're unlike any of the they're really weird from like the North American peas. They look like a lineage. I mean, they still got the banner wings and keel. Faboideae subfamily, specifically the Murbelioids, but like they're fucking dayglow colored and they've got, many less seeds per fucking legume fruit. And a lot of them are super toxic too. Like many things in Australia. So Murbelioid peas, God, I want to go down to fucking Australia again. I fell in love with the fucking peas down there, like the gastrolobiums and just the fucking colors on these flowers, like dayglow orange, dayglow green, dayglow pink, like fucking super bright. They're so cool. Australian I might move to Australia at some point anyway if they'll let me in. They probably won't, but same. Just the fuck when you got fucking healthcare. Just the collective weight that takes off everybody's shoulders. It's amazing. You walk outside and it's just, God damn, especially when you've been living in a place like America where everyone's fucking turned up all the time. I mean, strangers just ready to kill each other left and right. That's America. Road rage, mass shootings, whatever the fuck. But when you go to a place where healthcare is free and you're like, well, no matter what happens to me, at least I'll be taken care of on that end. Like the collective weight that's lifted off everyone's shoulders, And I'm not saying people don't still attack each other in Australia. I'm sure they do. But, I don't know. It's amazing. People in this country have no idea how bad they're getting fucked. Maybe they do subconsciously. But I don't know why you'd still vote for the whatever. Fucking never mind. We're not going to talk politics. Am I a gun owner? Yes, I am. I don't know. I mean, I guess what the fuck? I think the gun obsession in this country is completely fucking sociopathic, though. Yeah, man. I don't know. Why is Ozza lost? That's not a nice thing to say. I like Australia, man. They need to stop calling everything. They need to stop ending every word in EY. Kick a footy, watch the telly. That's unnecessary, but place to botanize near New York. Yeah, man, go find some fucking empty lots. Find some abandoned train tracks. I was living in where the fuck was it? Southeast Brooklyn. Like I forget the name of it. Damn, it was so long ago. But there were some old train tracks. Yeah, train tracks are great. You live in a city, go to some like train tracks, abandoned buildings. There's always, places that they're not going to be cutting things or spraying Roundup. You'll find some cool shit. Granted, it's mostly going to be invasive plants, but you could still see what's thriving, what's not. Just pay attention and be observant. Invasive invasive plants form their own ecosystem, and in a fucked up city. That's what I like doing in Oakland, man. When I be at work, when I used to work for the railroad, switching shit out, we'd stop at some like there's all homeless camps now there anyway. You can't really walk anywhere. But before the homeless camps really blew up, you'd go to these old loading docks at buildings. We'd be spotting boxcars there, and there'd be all kind of be paying attention to all kinds of cool shit that was coming up. These buildings covered in graffiti, but like we'd still be like spotting like reefer cars there, like refrigerated boxcars or whatever. And you'd see maybe 1/10 of the plants would be native and most would be invasive, but you'd still see how like what's thriving, what's not, what insects are on them, etc. It's really cool to watch. Cotoneaster horizontalis. I hear that word and I want to puke, but then I saw you live where it's native in the UK, so the video on kratom would be cool. Hey, it helps junkies get clean. That's cool. I like it. I used to do kratom when I would run because at small doses it's a stimulant, but in larger doses it's got opiate effects. It plugs into an opioid receptor. But if you have too much, you're just gonna vomit. You're not gonna fucking die. I would take like small doses, mix it with orange juice, and then go on a run. But I ended up just not liking it. It would give me a headache. I ended up not, But let's hear it for Rubiaceae, the coffee family, huh? The fuck is this? These motherfucking spam. God damn it. Anyway, more vids with Alan Rockefeller. Yeah, I hope so. But again, when you're looking to any substance, even kratom, I would just be mindful how you use it. It's nice to like be doing things that make you feel good, that give you your dopamine. Like I feel good because I just drew a picture. I feel good because I just ran 2 miles. I feel that's a good source of dope. You don't want to rely too much on other substances, for whether it's even fucking coffee to make you feel good. So. Hello from Malaysia. Oh, word. How you doing? How you doing over there in Malaysia? What you got growing on? What do you got going on over there in Malaysia? You got some nice orchids. You got some nice epiphytes. Got some Hoyas over there. Yeah, kratom can help with opiate. That's just what I just said that. Kratom can help with opiate withdrawal. Yeah. Why does cotoneaster make you puke? Because it's fucking, oh God. Because it's been used as a horticultural atrocity, como se dice, in many areas in the United States. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I see cotoneaster and I imagine like the smell of like cat shit, human piss. Because those are the smells I associate with it. Because I would see when I lived in the Bay Area, like a lot of people would plant cotoneaster there, and fucking pyracantha's the worst. A spiny, like it hurts, like those spines hit you. I don't think they inject anything into you because the tissue, I think, is dead on pyracantha. Another rosaceae, another rose family member, but somehow like you get stabbed with a pyracantha and it hurts like 2 days later. Any fun plants to look out for in the Mid-Atlantic? Yeah, a bunch. I can't think of them offhand because I haven't botanized there too much. How do you handle your ADHD? Intermittent doses of 10 milligram methylphenidate. But again, I don't use it too much. Just infrequently. Need to try meditating more too. I think psychedelics are very important for, maybe not when you're young, before you've actually, formed your mind and your outlook. But I think once you've reached a certain age, I think psychedelics are absolutely necessary for understanding the world and yourself, especially understanding yourself. Yeah, world. What am I talking about? Understanding yourself. which you can also do with meditation. Why do I do this? Why do I feel this way? Why is this my response? You want to, the psychedelics help you tame that fucking monkey brain, which is what we all have, which is just emotional, just immediately emotionally react to something without thinking it through, with no perspective on yourself or the external factors that affect your behavior, with no perspective on other people and why they might behave that way. And that, you really want to stem the fucking anger. That's the thing. You want to stem the anger and the sadness and have a greater understanding of why things are the way they are. I don't know. There's a fucking long conversation. I'm not a shrink. I don't fucking know. It's a long conversation. But I always advocate zooming out, zooming out and getting a bigger picture and escaping your own myopia, your own narrow frame of mind on the world. How do you keep up your classification knowledge? Inet's one way. I forget genera names sometimes of plants that I haven't seen in a long time or that I have only a small amount of experience with. And so right here in this fucking thing, I got a list of everything. I use Inet as like a log book. Weed helps you. I don't know. I don't like weed too much. Once in a while, help me stretch, but really fucks with my memory. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of stoners, no offense, is they can be really hard to work with. They just fucking, and then once you stop smoking for a while, it all comes back to you. But and I'm not knocking anything, but just for me, I don't like cannabis too much. Jewish hippie shrinks. Love the Jews. Alan Rockefeller doesn't ship plates or prints, does he? I don't know. He should. Cognitive dissonance is sexy. All right, brother. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think it's enabling. Let's see. Oh, the heel is on fire. Jesus Christ. Yeah. There's going to be a lot more forest fires. Mullein. Oh, Mullein. Why do you hate Mullein? I mean, I don't hate Mullein where it's native, but I've just seen entire forest reserves just covered in this shit before. I guess it's not that bad. But for a while I really did. And then just hearing hippies constantly talk about the herbal benefits of it, I was just like, oh God, man. No offense to hippies who talk about herbal benefits of anything. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I just got opinions. You can fucking tune them out. You don't like them, it's fine. I don't care. You don't got to listen to me. The ACDs. What is that? What is it? ACD? Oh, American catalogs. No, but my dog had puppies once. But they're both sterilized now. The Wired Twitter. The Wired Twitty. How'd I do that? I don't know. They just hit me up and asked and gave me a little audition. And then, I don't know. Just went in there. It was a nice reason to go to El Paso, which is where they filmed it. Am I an optimist? In what sense? I wouldn't say that. No, but I don't think you need to be an optimist to be happy either. Not at all. Magaliesburg mountain range. Next time you're in, ooh, where's that? I came to learn about hemorrhoids too, sir. I think we're both in the wrong place. Yeah, the psychedelics can, but I mean, they can also do nothing. You could just sit in a fucking corner staring at the wall. They just give you the potential to look inside. Doesn't actually mean it's going to happen, but it requires work, and that's not the American way. The American way is to just take a pill and just slowly feel better while ignoring all the root causes of your your depression and anxiety. What do you think about the wildlife bridges being built on the highways and freeways? I think that's cool. I think that's nice. Oh, we got somebody who lives in Arlington Heights or lived there for 4 years. I'm sorry. At least you made it out. The reishi tastes fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, Yeah, optimism. Yeah, you can't have your happiness dependent on external factors, or you got to limit it at least. You have to be, you got to find content somewhere else. Have you been to the Arctic, northern Canada? No, man. I don't know if I would. Fan of yerba mate? Uh, yeah, I like Ilex genus. Uh, Letting off steam is a good thing too. Yeah, that's why fucking exercise or get a punching bag, or take up Muay Thai or something. I was missing my Muay Thai guy today. Ra. He's like a drill sergeant, Half the people I know, more than half, need that dude screaming at him. But he smokes a lot of weed though too, so he can be kind of annoying sometimes. I love him to death, but he can be fucking annoying sometimes. um, yeah, he's a Muay Thai teacher in Oakland. Goddamn, have you been to the Paramo ecosystem? Colombia, not Ethiopia. I'm sure you meant to say Ecuador, but yeah, I would love to go. It's on my list. Holy shit. Um, I got a tendency towards getting fat. When I'm real fat, I get a hemo that go away when I lose weight. Is that it? Sound like Al Scorch? We got a hemo. Get a hemo, and then you got to put some balm on it. Have you made a video in Washington? Yeah. Oh God, I didn't mean to make you. I didn't mean to make you self-conscious about saying people who smoke too much weed are annoying. I didn't mean that. Come on, don't read too much into what I'm saying. I'm just fuck. What is this shit? I'm just running my mouth, man. I got friends that are stoners. I do. um, yeah, I went to Washington. I was doing videos there in like 2018 or 19, but they weren't that good, and I didn't. It was before I really started editing them, and putting them. I don't think I have any actual videos. I think I just did Instagram stories. But there's some really cool fossil plant localities in Washington from the Eocene where you can see, like I found like palm tree fossils, like fucking palm fronds, and God, there was some cool stuff. Glyptostrobus, a redwood relative that used to grow up in Washington. Really cool ferns. Wouldn't you like to see that? The Eocene? Would you go back to the Eocene 50 million years ago? When there were alligators in Wyoming and palms in Washington? Do you think cannabis is now diverging since the 80s with polyhybrid? I don't know, but cannabis is a great plant for studying plant evolution, or at least, more specifically for studying human selection as an example of plant evolution, because it's been so tampered with. But the thing is like a lot of this super dank weed would not survive in really humid climates, or really, I mean, in a lot of climates, unless it was dry enough. Because the more glandular, i.e., sticky a plant is, if it's too sticky, the shit just molds, So the adaptive benefit of being glandular, which is to keep insects off you and make yourself unpalatable to things that might want to eat you, it goes away after a while if now you've provided a really sticky substrate for fungi to grow on, and that never loses moisture, that just stays, it's so sticky, it just stays wet all the time. So but yeah, it's cool, for anyone who's ever been through Kansas, Nebraska, etc., and seen the ditchweed there, it's cool to see what kind of happened to this, which is effectively an invasive plant. What happened to this plant that escaped human cultivation and just went on its own, and then compare that with what the weed aficionados have done to it. So, you ever been to the Central Florida Highlands? No, man, I would like to though. I like those arid microsites, those dry microsites. If you could say one thing to all 8 billion people on Earth telepathically, what would it be? It would be stop. It would be cut the shit. And let's do better. Is that what they say? Let's do better. Let's be more than the ape that we are. Let's try to be better and more aware and self-aware, and stop tripping on shit that doesn't matter. That's what I would say. As simplistic as that sounds. Um, Nothing is more magical than the Florida scrub plant communities. No, but there's probably a lot of things that are on par with it. But fucking A, man, it is pretty cool. An Amorphophallus titanum is currently blooming in my local botanical garden. Should I go? Fuck yeah, you should. Yeah. Oh, you know what? On that note, speaking of plants that smell terrible, let me go get something. Hold on. Let me let the dogs in. All right, come on, get in. Let's go. Get in. I'll get you 1 minute. Look, so it's a pseudolithos. Somebody gave this to me. Fucking smells terrible. It's definitely got some sulfur compounds in there. Relative of milkweed. Somebody gave this to me a few months ago, and they're notoriously hard to keep alive. I don't think they can take humidity. They certainly need fast draining soil, and it's hot and dry where I am. But this thing, a fucking milkweed that looks like some warty nuts, doesn't it? You could really have a field day being grotesque and lewd with this plant. Pseudolithos is the genus, and then the flowers. I don't think you can really see them, but the flowers are fucking wild, man. Look, they've got little tassels. Oh, it's not going to focus now. What a piece of shit. The flowers have little tassels on it. You see that? They've got these living trichomes. It's like a really weird variation on a milkweed flower. So I'm just stoked I got it to live, or I got it to flower. It'll probably be dead in a year because they just melt. But God, there's so many weird fucking stapeliads. That's a specific tribe of the milkweed subfamily that's in. I think so. Is that right? I don't know. Check Inet. Inet's also good for checking taxonomy too. You go to the taxonomy chart, it'll get really intricate with taxonomy. It'll tell you family, subfamily, tribe, subtribe, etc. If there are tribes and subtribes, like if a lineage or like a family's very, very species rich, like Asteraceae. Oh God, guys, why is everyone talking about weed? No one gives a fuck. I mean, apparently they do, but can we move on? No offense. But there's so many cool stapeliads out there. You know, I remember Larry Leachia, that one. I just saw that in Namibia. The Wawitchia video should be out. I was going to release it in 5 weeks, but it's kind of good. Maybe I'll do it this weekend or next week sometime. I don't know. Weirdest fucking plant. Yeah, Larry Leachia is another one of these. I wish I could see that blooming, but it's got a similar structure to this stem succulent with this kind of warty texture. It looks so weird. I think the Khan, which was the indigenous people from Namibia used to call it, they referred to it as rhinoceros scrotum. Any curiosity about lichen? Yeah, I did 2 podcasts on them. One with Kerry Knudsen, and then one with my friend Matt Berger, aka Sheriff Woody, who was going down a wormhole of them. Yeah, they're fucking cool. An algae, no, an ascomycete in most cases, sometimes basidiomycete, enslaving an algae with the aid of a yeast. Really, really bizarre phenomenon. They'll break down rocks. Fungus can secrete enzymes that break down rocks. They can go completely dormant, when it's dry. Like you'll see lichens growing on granite boulders in the Mojave Desert that have to reach temperatures of 170 degrees. No fucking idea. No idea how that works. How do they do that? How's it do that? What do you think about Chinese medicine? They seem to use every plant on the planet. Same thing I think about herbal medicine. Plants are chemical factories. 80% of our pharmacological compounds come from plants or are synthesized on compounds first identified in plants. But, the Chinese medicine, how much of it is bullshit? How much of it is real? Has it been tested for efficacy? Is the compound bioavailable, or does it get destroyed in the stomach? or with heat. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's some good shit there. There's some nonsense too, just like with herbalism. My only thing with herbalism is I just wish people that are into herbalism would be honest with themselves about why they're into it. And if you want to connect to a plant, there's many more ways to do it that might perhaps be more fulfilling and productive. Like studying evolution and ecology can be pretty fucking cool. And just, making potions, and a lot of people I see doing herbalism are like in their mid-20s and like they're not sick. You don't need it, You're like, I get it though. The world's fucking bleak. You want to connect to something outside of yourself. So I just try to kind of nudge them. You really want to get into herbalism? Yeah, do organic chemistry. I think I said that last live stream. Start learning organic chemistry, which is fucking hard. So I understand why a lot of people don't want to do it, but you could do it. You could figure it out. What Orban case did you see? Which one? Let's see. What's it? Upstate New York. Yeah. Yeah, you could use, use herbs if you want. Make some herbal tea. I'm drinking fucking reishi right now. So it's not like, you think the war against kudzu is lost only if you give up, brother? Yeah, it's not you're never gonna eradicate it, but that's not the point of invasive species. That's not the point of managing invasive species. Your goal shouldn't be to eradicate it because you're probably not. The goal is to give native species a fighting chance until something evolves to eat that kudzu, which might be in fucking 500,000 years. Who knows? But while we're here, we can at least manage it. Yeah, what do you just give up and like let it take over everything? That kind of sucks too. Got to do something, right? Tell us something interesting you know about organic chemistry. Man, I don't know. I've been trying to learn it for the last 2 or 3 years, but only making kind of a half-assed effort. So, need that nitrogen and the alkaloids though. Yeah, I like Oklahoma. I've spent time there. I'd like to spend more. I'd like to go to the Ouachitas. Favorite tea blend, gunpowder green with sencha for the green teas over there. Memorize all the functional groups. Yeah. And what exactly is a functional group? It's the thing, I got a friend that teaches organic chemistry at Humboldt State. She took like an hour to give me like a tutor basically, and to tutor me, and I wrote a bunch of it shit down. And I didn't stick with it, and I forgot it. It's how you fuck up everything. You don't stick with it. No discipline. But of course you don't need discipline. If you get a little dopamine release every time you're fucking reading or studying something you like, you don't need the discipline, but some of us do, let's see. Tea plants to grow in a container. If you live in a humid climate, you can grow Camellia sinensis. I grew one from seed back in Oakland, but it needed a lot of irrigation and it didn't really get that big because the air would dry whenever it get, California air whenever it's hot tends to be really dry. So, I try to get that into everyone's head, like the importance of humidity for plants, or conversely, the importance of arid air for plants. If like you're a desert plant that needs cool nighttime temps, you're not going to get cool nighttime temps if you live in a warm, humid climate, because that moisture, that water vapor holds on to the heat and doesn't let it go in the short span of like 8 to 10 hours that you don't have any daylight. So discipline, I don't need no stinking damn discipline. No, sir, but you do need spell check. You do. That's DISCIP. Like now I'm fucking up myself. I can't. No, but it helps. It helps, You get some discipline, it'll help you, Tillandsia is a genus of around 650 species. Can you smoke any of them? Holy shit. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, you could smoke anything you want, brother. Short-leaf pine seeds. Yeah, if you're trying to germinate loblolly pine, I would imagine you need some sort of cold stratification. So put it in a little bag with a little bit of moisture and sand in the fridge for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, and then try germinating it then. Yeah. Oh, you're growing Salvia apiana, alpina? You mean to say apiana? If that's the case, good for you. That's a great plant. What can this plant do for me? Why do you study that stuff? Why you look at that? Why you want to do that? Why don't you get that skill you could use for a job? You know, you learn to install drywall, okay? Or maybe you could figure out how to work, fix a transmission. What's Daga? I don't know what Daga is. What is Daga? Is that weed or something? The coyote fucking died, and it was sad. Well, you got to bring that up, huh? Salvia 40x extract one time, and that was it. Oh my god, I've never actually done Salvia divinorum. I don't know. I love that. There's like the specific demographic of people that, no offense, of course, I enjoy it, but that like obsesses over the salvia and the fucking, these Instagram accounts you go and there's like 90 different pictures of peyote or like trichoceres or some shit. You gonna write a book? Yeah, I got this thing. This just came out. Book of drawings over there. Nice. You could get it on, even though my own publishing company, Pacific Street Publishing. They got a website over there, and it's got a bunch of little drawings and shit. I only wrote like 6 pages for the intro, but I don't know. It went at some point. I did this first because it was easy, so I already had all these drawings. But at some point, I'm going to, I'd like to put out like a long ass book of short anecdotes and fucking observations, because that's what I like to read. I don't like long, lengthy shit. I like something you can pick up, and it's broken up into like 3 or 4 page little chapters or stories or anecdotes. I don't like, I don't like knowing that I got a commitment of like 300 pages because I got too much shit to do, and my fucking brain my thought process is like a ping pong ball. So, vid on Arctic flora, I'd love to. It's got to be pretty easy. There's probably not too many plants up there compared to some of the places I've gone. What are your thoughts on Edward Abbey? I don't know. Wasn't he a womanizer or some shit? I don't know. He was a little full of shit, but I like some of the stuff he said. I think everyone's a little full of shit, I guess, though. So, this thing came out too. I just got this in the mail. This is one of my fucking mails. California desert plants. I got like 5 photos in there, but not many. But they sent me enough for them to send me a free copy anyway. But and I just got it yesterday, so I haven't read it yet. But it's got a pretty good breakdown of different families and phenomena and fucking dune plants, and even if you don't live in California, it's still a pretty interesting book, just for how deserts work. So how long have we been going on? 50 minutes? I gotta pee. I have to go soon. What's my family lineage? What do I identify as? What's my ethnicity? Well, there's Italian in there. Did you and Alan find a new mushroom species in Mexico? Alan's always finding new mushroom species. I don't know. I mean, because he sequences stuff, so he can get a more lucid view of the DNA of them genetically. But yeah, he's always finding new species. Where do you get the book? It's on Pacific. Just Google Pacific Street Publishing and Crime Pays But Art Doesn't. If you just Google Crime Pays But Art Doesn't, I'm sure it'll come up. Sorry, I don't know the the website. I could put it in a community post or some shit. Do you plan on making other types of videos? Yeah, Al Scorch and I plan on doing a bunch of like ridiculous comedy sketches, and mostly because it's therapeutic and makes us fucking laugh, which is important, you know. So turn on super chat so we can give you money. I don't know how to do that. You could throw me money on Venmo if you need, but don't feel obligated. Venmo is society as hell. I still got more of these fucking. I'm just finishing up fucking stickers I was sending out. I still got to do that. Yeah, super chat takes too much of a cut. That's what I figured, man. It's sleazy. They're always looking for a cut, man. Everybody is now. That's the fucking way. Take a little bite. Smoky Mountains, yes, I'd love to one day, but I want to go overseas first. Though there's just so much cool shit to document over there. You know, Tasmania, southern Chile, really, really cool. There's a really cool mycoheterotroph I want to see in Chile. It grows in southern Chile. Arachnitis, I think, is the name of it. But best Chicago deep dish that's easy. Falco's or Mama Luna's on the northwest side. Mama Luna's is fucking hilarious. You know, there's some criminal enterprise. I don't want to blow them up. Well, you know, there's like they're selling like Indiana cigarettes out the back for a reduced rate to avoid the Cook County, Illinois taxes. Yes, PNG or Borneo. I thought you said Bono. I thought it said Bono. What the fuck we talking about that guy? Yeah, New Guinea would be cool. I've heard it's pretty dangerous though, and I like having all my limbs. So I don't know. You know, who knows? But yeah, New Guinea. God damn, can you imagine this shit? New Guinea, totally underexplored. You've got like 16,000 foot tall mountains in the tropics. So all those plants have so much room to go up and down, you know, and speciate in completely different environments in relatively close distribution to each other. So yeah, man, goddamn, I'd love to go there. There's got to be some amazing stuff. New Caledonia was pretty fucking wild. That was really cool to see. That was like right before COVID. COVID was breaking out while we were in New Caledonia. We were like, oh shit. This kind of looks like it might be serious. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Fucking. We came back like 2 weeks later. Papua New Guinea. Oh no shit. Independent origination of agriculture. Yeah, but I'm sure agriculture probably popped up a few different times in human history. You know, there's so much we don't know. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Shut up. Well, somebody came by. All right, there we go. God, yeah, Robinson Crusoe Island in Chile would be incredible. Holy shit. Let's see. There was a guy at the door, Jehovah's Witness. I sprayed him with the hose. No offense. Just kidding. I would never do something like that. It's funny to think. It's funny to talk about, though, to think about. Yeah, Juan Fernandez Islands would be real nice over there. Chile's nice, man. I like Chile a lot. That was one of my favorite places, probably. Your thoughts on communism? No, and I don't want to talk about this yet. That's a fucking whatever. Leave that for the college kids. Have you done stand-up comedy? No, not really. No, I've done like stand-up presentations before on the spot. But, yeah, Galapagos would be nice. Crazy violas. Yeah, the Rosalite violets in Chile. Holy shit. Where did you visit in South? I was in Central Texas just now. Ah, shit. Do a video botanizing my property. Where you live? Virginia creeper is evasive. What's it evading? The truth, like most of us. Uh, yeah, Virginia creeper is actually native, but Cameroon's very diverse. Fuck yeah. Huh? Let's see. Yeah, this chat does seem impossible to keep up with. Holy fuck. I got a head cold, man. I can't even. I'm like, I gotta drink some water. I gotta pee. I put the 30-second delay on these questions too. It didn't do much though. Iboga, yeah, Passanese, man. Iboga's a cool plant. I'd love to see it. Where was it? Some guy got in trouble for growing it in the greenhouse. What a fucking stupid. Was that in Ohio? It was. I think it was called Miami University, but it was in Ohio. I might be totally fucking that up. But this guy that ran the greenhouse got in trouble for having two Iboga plants because they're technically illegal. It's a tropical. For those that don't know, Iboga is a tropical member of Passanese, the oleander family. Same family that this is in now. This used to be an Asclepiadaceae, but looking at the genetics, it turned out that Asclepiadaceae was nested within Apocynaceae, the oleander family. Bunch of toxic plants, bunch of cardiotoxin, heart toxins, basically, and ibogaine is, of course, can be a heart toxin. So, like, I think like 1 of every 1,000 people die or something like that. But if they're administering it to, I know someone that ran a iboga clinic in Costa Rica, but it's like one of the best remedies for people that are addicted to opiates or other drugs. And it sounds like hell. It doesn't sound very pleasant. It sounds like 20 hours of just fucking madness, psychedelic. Just you get everything dumped on you. It's like I don't know if it's your own subconscious roasting you or what, but it's got a really high success rate for getting people free of addiction and rewiring your brain. But yeah, it can also be toxic. So if they administer it, they've got to have like a doctor on hand, basically to like an actual doctor, not just some like hippie. He's gonna like do fucking Reiki on you while you're going into cardiac arrest or something. I got an herbal tincture I can give you. Oh my god, your heart is seizing up. But like, I've got an herbal tincture. But yeah, no, iboga is a cool plant. Ibogaine's the alkaloid, and then iboga, tabernacle iboga is the species. Tabernacle, the fuck is that? Isn't that weird? Tabernacle? It's like a Mormon sex dungeon. What is it? What's a tabernacle? Could someone look up tabernacle? What is it? I gotta piss. I'm gonna go piss. You guys can fucking leave if you want. I don't care. I'll come back. I'll do another like 10, 20 minutes, but I gotta go piss for a second. Yeah. Anyway. Boy, this reishi better cleanse my aura. $15 online. Sliced reishi mushrooms. Uh, I've been drinking that stuff like 10 years. I don't know if it does anything, but it tastes pretty fucking foul. So I would assume it's got some good stuff in there. You know, and I'm fine with the placebo effect. Yeah, you live in Minnesota and there are cacti that grow in it? Yeah, Opuntia humifusa and a few others. How can we get rid of the eucalyptus in California? You just keep cutting them down, and then you got to spot apply herbicide to the stumps that don't resprout. Eucalyptus is a fucking great genus. Ooh, excuse me. Eucalyptus is a great genus. It's Eucalyptus globulus that's the invasive one. Maybe one or two others, but most of them aren't invasive. You know, you go to like like Southwest Australia, like was it Eucalyptus jacksonii, and there's a couple others that get as big as redwoods, and they couldn't survive in a lot of places in the United States because it's the wrong climate. And they don't get enough moisture. You know, they're from Southwest Australia, so it's like a California coastal climate. They would probably grow in Humboldt County. You know, it's like a specimen tree. Eucalyptus regnans, the tallest flowering plant in the world, gets like 400 feet tall. There's a lot of cool ukes, man. There are. I don't hate them. I used to fucking hate them. Then I went to Australia and saw, you know, some of the 800 species there and learned all about the diversity and big mycorrhizal, lots of mycorrhizal symbiosis in that genus. So yeah, they're cool. But no, I think you could probably pretty easily get rid of ukes in California. You just got to start cutting them down and spot applying herbicide. And no, they're not as cool when active. I just fucking said that. I just said they're not cool when they're invasive. God damn it! But again, its context is everything. You know. So again, zoom out. You know, you zoom out. So they're a pain in the ass here, but over there, it's a really cool example of plant evolution and biogeography and adaptation to a drying environment and mycorrhizal symbiosis, etc. So, yeah, you got a nice grow spot in Humboldt for what? For weed or plants? You got a nice spot in Humboldt. You grow Fitzroya. That's a plant that would never be invasive. It's, you know, this redwood relative that most conifers aren't invasive. I think because they were kind of on their way out. You know, there's only 550 species of conifer, of gymnosperm, maybe 500 species of conifer. Now, if it was the Jurassic, maybe kind of there'd be a lot more conifer species. There was probably, who knows what the fucking diversity was, but you know, before flowering plants evolved, conifers were the main game in town. Conifers and ferns. When did the seed ferns go extinct? Can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, Fitzroya cuprosorides, that Alurse tree in Chile. You guys read about that one? Just discovered they think it's like 5,000 years old. The increment borer only got to 2,500, and then there was still like another few meters of tree left. And this is a tree that grows extremely slowly. It's one of the coolest trees that I know of, in my humble opinion. But it's called a Lurse. It grows in the Patagonian temperate rainforest. So these are forests that get like upwards of 3 meters of rain. I mean, it'd be like coastal British Columbia climate, you know, but on the other side of the equator. And they're a really old lineage too. I grew a bunch. Yeah, I grew a bunch like 10 years ago. There's 4 of the trees I grew are at San Francisco Arboretum and Botanic Garden. And anyway, plants are either male or female. I think you need 2 for cross pollination. But anyway, yeah, they found this massive bastard that was grown in a ravine that never got harvested. And like, unlike the redwoods, like 99, well, a lot of redwoods were cut too, but the vast majority, many more Alurses were cut. You know, old growth Alurses were cut than were redwoods. So they're kind of much more endangered. It's a CITES plant. It's a CITES listed plant. But you know, harvesting seed, you're not hurting the plant. So I wish they would fucking ease up on that. Some of those CITES rules are pretty stupid. Like they interfere more with conservation, as do, you know, many countries' ridiculous ass proprietary ideas about their own flora. Like, first off, no fucking culture or country owns a plant unless they, their ancestors specifically domesticated that plant, as is the case with some agave cultivars. But the idea that humans, it's fucking ridiculous. It needs to be completely let go of. No one owns any of these plants. They're plants that have evolved on this planet, and that we should fucking revere and respect and properly manage. And where they're being knocked out by effects of our fucking cancerous civilization, cancerous at the moment, we should botanic gardens should share with each other. There should be ex situ propagation, ex situ conservation programs, so that if this thing gets knocked out in habitat, at least there's some being grown in a greenhouse somewhere. But God, it's so depressing to see that, I think countries are they're so worried that someone's going to fucking, some foreigner's going to come in and get a plant, and it's going to be a fucking cash cow for the horticulture industry, which is a fucking joke. Man, this shit just pisses me off. Like, I got this video on Andy's Orchids, this really cool orchid nursery in San Diego County. It's coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. It's a fucking pain in the ass to edit, man. It's like an hour. It's 2 parts. And he was collecting a lot of orchids that at the time were super common orchids. So he wasn't harming the populations down there at the time. I think he did a lot of his. He's half Mexican, so he was in Mexico a lot collecting, and all that shit would be illegal now. He was doing it like in the 70s when he was a kid, and all that shit would be illegal now. So there's no way to get these plants into cultivation in the United States so that they can be preserved or put in botanic gardens or anything. So, and of course, there's a lot of unscrupulous fucks who will go down, poachers. We're not talking about poaching though. We're talking about ex situ conservation and, protecting lineages, because we're not protecting the fucking habitat. The habitat's not being protected. The case of Dahlia splendens, that DEPPAEA, if you want to look it up, splendens. It's a member of the coffee family that's now extinct in the wild, that was collected by this guy Dennis Breedlove, who was a botanist at San Francisco Botanic Garden and Cal Academy of Sciences. I think he died in the 90s or 2000. I don't know. Dude was cool though. He spoke Mayan. He spoke like 4 other different languages. He was always collecting in Mexico, and he didn't have that. He was working with the people down there too. He didn't have this fucking foreigner tourist approach to it, where I'm just gonna go and take your shit. Fuck you. He actually went down there and they loved him down there. A lot of the tribes he would work with and stuff. And I would have loved to fucking interview that guy. My friend, my old mentor, Don Mahoney, was close with him. But he went and he found this new species of Dahlia, which is a neotropical cloud forest genus of the coffee family, Rubiaceae, and he collected it. And he collected a bunch for propagation material. And it grows fine in the San Francisco climate, because that climate, cool, never too hot, never too cold, is the same as higher elevations in the tropics, the neotropics. So this plant loves San Francisco. I had like 2 or 3 in my yard in Oakland. They propagate readily from cuttings. They, they're at UC Berkeley Botanic Garden, at San Francisco Botanic Garden. But anyway, he went back like 5 or 6 years later to collect, and the whole fucking population was gone. And so it's extinct. I mean, the whole forest had been cleared, for corn or some shit or whatever. And so it's heartbreaking to think about how many times that's occurred, and how many times it's occurred and no one's been there. There was no Dennis Breedlove that collected it. There was no fucking botanist anywhere that collected it, and it's just gone and it's lost, and what replaces it? Like corn? Fuck, really? Like, it's depressing. I don't know, I've been ignoring all your fucking questions, sorry. But I've been at Chiapas. I was down there, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. You have a podcast? Yeah, it's Crime Pays, but Botany doesn't. That's the name of it. It's on Podbean, and it's on iTunes or Apple Podcast. I couldn't get it on Spotify because they got some weird thing where it's got to be a MP3, and I think it's like MP4 or something. I keep bumping this table. Sorry, it's got to deal with that. So it wouldn't be on Spotify. Maybe one day, I don't know. Someone helped me put it on iTunes though. So it's on Google Podcasts and it's on Podbean, and whatever. And it's just a combination of rants and then plant anecdotes and stuff. So, do you know about the iboga? Yeah, we just watched the video one. I'll leave this up for a little bit. And I talk about iboga. Tabernanth iboga. New species of Aphelon in northern Mexico. Oh, that's cool. What's the host plant? Yeah, I don't know why it's MP4. It's fucking annoying. But I would have to go to put the podcast on Spotify. I'd have to go back and reformat all like 100 episodes. I'm not gonna fucking do that. I don't give a shit enough. Shoot you some of my Boga seeds if I had any, man. I think you can buy them online, but they're overpriced and they come from fucking God knows where, and they're probably not iboga. So it's gene libraries. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. M4A. God damn it. Yeah, M4A. That was it. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a golfer. Big Lebowski reference. San Pedro with Chuma. What's that? I don't know. No, Helianthera grows at high elevation Tepui habitat. And I know a dude, that guy, my friend who runs California Carnivores, grows Helianthera. It's a carnivorous plant, really cool looking one. But he's got to grow it in a fridge. He grows it in a fridge. He puts the lights in the fridge and everything because it's so the habitat is chilly. It's high elevation. You should watch that. There's some Alex Honnold documentary he was in where they climbed the fucking Tepuis. Seemed like it was kind of a stretch what they were going for with the plot. Like, we're going to get all these rock climbers are going to climb this Tepui for this guy that studies frogs. But it was actually pretty cool. Then there's some good footage of the Tepui habitat up there. For anyone that doesn't know, Tepuis are like these fucking metamorphous sandstone mesas in the middle of the jungle in Guyana and Venezuela. And so they act as islands. They're so fucking high up there. You can't get on them without a helicopter unless you climb. And up there, they've got there's got to be hundreds of new species to be discovered that just haven't been identified yet. And goddamn, there's just really cool bromeliads. My friend Tom Givnish, he's a fucking botany teacher at Madison. Really cool guy. He's funny too. But he was up there like a decade or two ago studying bromeliads. There's a bunch of weird bromeliads. There's carnivorous bromeliads up there, maybe proto-carnivorous. Just wild fucking members of the Asteraceae. Vicky Funk used to study some of the composites. That's members of the Asteraceae, the sunflower family that grow up on these Tepui habitats. You spell Tepui Tepui, and it's fucking God. What I would give to go there, man. Like, goddamn. I think about that. Like, I think about like people like Elon Musk, who's got 50 fucking billion, whatever, how much money he's got. Fucking gajillion dollars. The shit he could, do to help people and help the planet and prevent extinction crisis or whatever. I don't know, whatever the fuck. I don't want to talk about Elon Musk, but just, money's required for a lot of this shit, especially conservation. Just, it's a shame more people don't put money into that. Like Jeff Bezos, he's spending all that money to go, God, that fucking guy. That guy in his waxy fucking head. Ugh. Anyway. No, Elon Musk don't care about plants. He don't give a shit about plants. A lot of people don't because they don't have any context for it. They care about their fucking video games, their muscle cars, and all the other dumb banal shit that I did. Erica Mary and Nazios. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably Asteraceae, the host for that Aphelon. This guy's talking about a new Aphelon species he found, which is another parasitic plant. Aphelon's a genus in Orobanchaceae that you get them a lot. I mean, you get them everywhere, but you get them especially a lot in what does that mean? I don't know what the fuck. Dude, what? I say something that piss you off? I'm sorry. Kind of. Well, not really, but a little bit. I didn't mean to, whatever. Anyway, but Aphelon, a lot of cool Aphelon. They're weird. They're like sticky and glandular and have little trichomes with hairs on them. You get all the weed bros real excited. You show them an Avalon. Let's do that. Let's try to get all the fucking weed lords and weed bros or whatever you identify as, all the weed people into fucking Avalon. Could we do it? Could you do that? That would be amazing. I love that. Like, I love when you find someone that's just got a fucking they're just obsessed with this one plant, and it's not weed or trichocereus, like something totally that no one else gets. Because trichocereus and weed are easy. They, are provide a direct benefit and use to people. That's boring. I'd like to see people that are just excited about that one. Some dude that's just obsessed with fucking lupins, and is really aggressive about it. He's a kind of a prick, It's like, instead of these softies that study. I don't know. Joke ran out on that one. Can I get some advice on becoming an arborist? Yeah, don't start smoking meth. Met a lot of fucking meth head arborists in Northern California, and it never ended well for them or the people around them. Plan to be an arborist, and you just start doing it, man. But be smart, think it through really well so you don't hurt yourself, because you can really hurt yourself. And study. I mean, obviously you're into trees, so start studying tree families and taxonomy. Anytime, I say it again, anytime you see a plant, you're into it, ask what family it's in. That's like the most important piece of information, because you do that enough, you'll start seeing other plants that are in that family, and you'll start noticing similarities. And you'll start seeing why we group plants together in these lineages. Not why we group plants, why plants are grouped in these lineages by evolution itself. You look at the fucking DNA, you could see the barcodes match up in certain gene regions. So it's not like humans arbitrarily fucking group. I mean, we did, but what I'm saying is there's a really important method to the madness. There's a lot of sense there. And that's what's so cool, especially if you got a fucking obsessive mind like me, because I get into fucking Stapeli ads, say, and now I want to know what else evolution has produced, what else that lineage has produced. Like I said, Larryleachia, which kind of looks like this, but it's more elongated, kind of looks like a chubby dick, to be lewd, and is like a beige color, but also produces a similar flower and probably some really toxic compounds in there, and is obviously going for camouflage as a method to avoid being eaten. And so that's what that imagination is so much cooler and fulfilling in the end, at least it seems to me, than like knowing what you can do with this plant. Like, oh, it's got a fucking drug in it or a herbal potion or whatever. Oh, probation. I feel for you, brother. You on house arrest or what? Hopefully not. Then that's all the more reason to fucking start a garden, man. Just grow a shit ton of shit. Grow a shit ton of shit and see what does well and see what doesn't. And every time something dies, consider that a learning lesson, an experiment. Dig it up, look at the roots, see if there's insects or fungus on it. If a plant is wilting but the soil's wet, it probably rotted. If it's wilting and the soil's dry, you probably fucking let it dry out. Okay, whatever. God, that's some dumb shit. No offense, sorry. Lupins aren't aggressive invasive here in Finland. Fuck, I bet. You know what? Msinkia was really invasive in South Africa. That great Otway forest. And God damn it, these are moving too fast. Son of an ass. Do I have college debt? No, because I never paid for college. That's the thing. It's a scam, like everything else in this country. Not all college, not the idea of college, but America has turned college into a fucking 2-bit Ponzi scheme. That's a little bit hyperbolic, but it's a scam. It's meant to make money. I mean, the fact that you can go into debt by going to school is fucking absurd. It's completely fucking offensive. That's like a red flag. That's the society failed, So no, I don't. I got medical debt though, which I'm proud of, and I'm never gonna fucking pay. Fuck them. If I ever get a terminal illness, I'm gonna fucking drive a truck. Never mind. Can't say that on YouTube. Can't say that. They'll flag you. Okay. And I wasn't talking about the providers. I'm talking about the insurance companies. Oh, it's fucking revolting. Yeah, education and healthcare have both been turned into a revolting scam in this country. But of course, anyway, U.S. brain drain. Yeah, I understand that. Nobody wants to be here anymore. Well, that's not true. A lot of people do want to be here, and we lock them up and deport them. Apparently, uh, but normally they want to be here because where they're fleeing is much worse. Um, right. If that's a trigger word for you, if you're like an anti-immigration guy, we just don't need to talk about it. That's fine. I'm fine with that. We can still be friends. If you could soften up and chill out a little bit. I don't need to rant to you. That's the thing that drives me nuts about today. Is like people just can't shut the fuck up. As long as someone's not a prick. I mean, there's ideological issues for sure, and there's some things that I'm very tied to. But like, at the end of the fucking day, does it matter? God damn it. I don't know at what point real life in America just became a giant conflict algorithm. Like you're not going to change the world by just shitting on someone online. A copy of that angiosperm flower poster. I put it on Twitter a few months ago. Speaking of conflict algorithm, God, I fucking hate Twitter. You can't turn off slow mode. I put it on so people can't, they got to take some more time. I can't blow up the fucking. College embodies entropy. Yeah, but it doesn't need to. I don't know. I fully advocate. Go to community college. You want to learn more stuff? Go to community college. It's free. Get a Pell Grant. Or just pay a small amount and just, you know what I mean? Because the knowledge is great. It's nice to be in a structured learning environment, but that's not why most people go to college. They go because they want the degree. They want some sort of career fulfillment at the end of it, which of course you can't even get in America anymore. I got friends who got PhDs who are, making peanuts. Peanuts, figuratively speaking, in the form of wages, not like they're literally growing peanuts. Just in case anyone smoked a little bit too much weed today. Ooh, I'm just fucking with the stoners. I'm sorry. What's an old cliche? Sometimes things are cliches because there's a lot of truth in them. Yolo County. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did. I'd have to look on Inet, though, to see what I saw. Because I'm not familiar with Yolo County boundaries. All right, I got to drink some fucking water. So it's almost been an hour and 20 minutes. Any recommendations for other good educational channels? Yeah, they can be kind of corny, but there's good stuff. PBS Eons, SciShow. There's some cool chemistry channels. There's some cool, even some of those like, modern Bob Vila channels can be kind of interesting, if you're into home improvement. Share some meaning in your tattoos. Nothing means anything anymore. We're living in the future, man. There is no meaning. What's Atlas Pro? When you come into Chile? Hopefully sooner than later. Probably not till my daughter's leukemia, is more okay. I just like everyone's uncomfortable now. Probably not till. I mean, I need to be there for her. God, it was fucking horrible. I joke about it because it's so fucking terrible. You have to fucking joke about terrible things, Jesus Christ. At some point, to yourself. Maybe don't share with other people, but you have to yourself. For plants that employ CAM metabolism, how important is darkness in the photo period? I don't know. There's probably some cool In Defense of Plants podcasts on that. Did Teddy pay you for the side job with the drywall? No, he didn't. And we're going to go after him. Okay, we're about to take the Buick over to his house over there. He moved to Lyle thinking he could escape Cook County. But, that's what I think a lot of people learn is when you leave Cook County, your problems just follow you. You can't escape them. Your problems will follow you to DuPage. Are you thinking of going to Mediterranean countries? Yeah, I'd like to go to Italy to see if everyone's as obnoxious and as much of a reckless driver as I am. Do you ever lose the enthusiasm and passion for plants? No, but if I do, I'll probably end up on the news and not in a good way. Yeah, Wired paid me finally, but they didn't reimburse me for gas money or anything. That was a fucking nightmare. They should have paid me more to fill out their online forms. It took me like 5 days to fill these things out. They wanted so much shit. Felt like I was at the DMV. You know, the DMV would have been easier than trying to get paid by wire, by Condé Nast. Yeah, Italians are terrible fucking drivers, man. For sure. You know who's bad drivers? Ooh, Dominican Republic. There was fucking, and I love Dominicans and I love the Dominican Republic, but holy fuck, that place. If you're a timid driver and like you're not familiar with driving in cities, that place will fucking eat you alive, man. Damn. And I still fucked up the rental I had there, but that was because I backed up on a narrow road that was up against a cliff near the Haitian border. But I remember driving in the Dominican Republic, like getting on the on-ramp. And as I was going up the on-ramp to get on what's called a freeway there was a dude coming at me with a moped and a fucking entire like dresser chest of drawers on the back of it, like right at me. You know, I'd like swerve to miss him coming the wrong way. It was fucking classic. Okay, I'm going to go. All right, well, if you wrote me an email, I didn't respond, I'll take it personally. I've got a bunch of shit to do, and life's just been a little fucked up lately, a little fucked up and dark. So, but I'll try. Been to Mono Lake, yeah, of course, like nine times. That's all I got. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want to buy the book, it's on, just Google Crime Pays But Art Doesn't. It's on Pacific Street Publishing, and yeah, that's it. Hopefully you got some on it. Go fuck yourself. Bye.